Hello, Jackie. Can you see me? I think that says no, that says Jesse. I cannot really read while I'm driving. So, Kitty, Royale, or Jesse, can you see me? Because I hit go live, but I didn't add myself, so I don't know if I need to do that. And I've never done this in a car before. So, and it's making all sorts of noises. So, tell me if I did this right. So, Jesse, I've done this right. Tell me I've done it right. I see on the bottom, guess, more. See what it says. Yes, yay, holy screaming Jesus. Can I just tell you, and I still think I need to put this on members. It's supposed to be, but I think I need to set it back to it because I changed the time on StreamYard, and you know what happens on StreamYard when I do that? It takes the members off, which means I need to put the members back on. But at minimum, we'll do that when I stop driving, because the fun part is when I stop driving and I get to my little placey place and we have some real fun and decide what we're going to do. Since I've been talked about so many things being done, we're going to actually do stuff. I think it's going to be really fun. And like I said, I did that collagen replacement thing like many years ago, and it did work out really well. And I think it would be fun to try it again. Now, the trick is I'm blind as a bat. So if anybody thinks I can actually see what anybody's saying there, you're full of shit and a schnola. So let me try. So, Aussie True Crime, I see you. Jesse, I see Michelle. I see Aussie. Okay, I see someone above that, but I can't really tell. Let's see. Oh, so I can't read what you're writing. So if there's something really important, I don't know, you'll get just to like write in all caps like "you will die now." Something horrible is gonna happen. I don't know. But it has just been one day. It's been one day, and it feels like it's been one day after one day after one day. After one day. I'm going to periodically try and see chat, which is probably not going to work out very well at all. But so here I am driving off my little old mountain, and I was going to try and turn the camera around, but so I'm in like a big truck right now. I'm in a big Ford F-250, which if you know, there's many kinds of trucks. And there's the littler one to the massive one, and I'm in a mid-range one. So it's bumpy, it's big, and it's a work truck. So it's not, like a pretty truck. It's a truck that we take to like haul wood, and we got to go to the dump, and we need to get 5 tons of rocks for a rock wall kind of thing. It's a work truck. So it's loud. So if I need to be louder, tell me to be louder, but I'm going to try and be really loud. And it's shaky too, which is why I'm shaky, which is why I can't read anything. But anyway, I was going to turn it around. Actually, if I turned it around right now, you can see the most gorgeous view. But, a few years ago, probably not a lot of you not from the States, but many of you from the States remember the fires in California, where we had millions of acres burned down, entire towns burned down. Within 5 miles of me, several whole streets are gone. And the weird thing is one side of a street will be fine, and then the opposite side of the street, there won't be a single. It's all gone. And it all depends on how much brush and stuff you have around you. If you have brush and crap around you, that's going to catch on fire. And if you don't, I'm trying to see if I see anything, but so a lot of people on the mountains, they just have brush and they have, stuff lying around, and and they by law you're supposed to have 500 feet of defensible space, they call it. And the people who did have a house, and the people who didn't have nothing. And it's really crazy to look at. and we didn't evacuate. And to be honest, the first time we went off the hill, I was like, holy shit, we really should have evacuated. Because, you know, I saw the fire get close enough to my house that was very scary. But when I came off the mountain, I realized, you know, there were many times that we were stuck, and if we had to get off, we couldn't have. It was pretty quite frightening. But, you know, but also if we had not stayed, there was several times that the fire got close enough that had we not been there to see it and call in 911 to get a chopper there with, you know, the fire retardant there within several minutes, you know, the whole side of our town would have been burnt down, which would suck because no one we know plus us would have had a house. And then the other crazy part of it, hold on, trying to drive and think about things. The other crazy thing is, you know, one of the fun things I talk about living on the mountain is when you have, so imagine every zombie movie you've ever seen. Picture every zombie movie you've ever seen where like they walk out of their houses and there's nothing. There's no people. There's no cars. There's no nothing. It's a zombie town. It's a zombie zone. That's exactly what it was like. Until a few days later when all the flies came in who had been taking care of fruit and vegetables and animals that had fallen prey to, you know, not being taken care of. But it was, I mean, I literally, if we had to have gotten into the supermarket, I probably could have went there and broken in and put a little note, because everybody knows everybody here, with a little note saying, hey, just me, needed some stuff, just send me a bill to fix the window or whatever, and I'm on it, it's all good. And nothing would happen. Like that, like we could have went in anybody's pool, we could have done anything, and nobody would have cared. But the good thing was we did go around and, you know, we took care of people's animals because not everybody can take their animal with them, sadly enough. I'm almost getting to, hey, Bubblegum, I'm almost getting to a stoplight where I can actually maybe read something. But, you know, not everybody can take their animals. So there were a lot of people who were like, I don't know where my pets are. And we would go to their house and say, your pets are here, and we're feeding them. A lot of chickens, you know, a lot of horses. You know, and it was funny there. We had a whole Facebook page, and there was someone who was like, I just bought a whole bunch of apples at the farmer's market, and they're going to go bad. They're on my porch. And then someone else would have left, I'll take the apples to the horses. And then, of course, you have vandals. That's another thing you don't think about. When you have things like that, there's always an asshole in every situation. And so there were vandals. And so literally, here's some jerk and trying to like, yay, try and go 2 miles faster than you get there. There were vandals. And, you know, so literally, you know, I remember my husband and I, we had a sign on the front of the truck, and it was like, you loot, we shoot. Because there were people going around, because, you know, they tell you, when you're in a fire, they tell you, leave your doors unlocked, because they need to get in there. They need to get in there. Can't lock your house. You can't be looking for your house. But hi, Michelle. Hey, Chris. Hey, Bubblegum. Hey, Aussie. Trying to see how far up I can go real quickly. I don't really have a lot of time. It's like really fast stuff. But so we went around looking for vandals too, and that was quite exciting, you know, because you'd go by someone's house and all at once you know that someone was in someone's house, you know. People are just silly. Like, imagine that someone is not at their home and when you leave your home, you may not come back to one. You know, you don't know. So there's these people who have left their home, maybe left their pets. They don't know if they're ever going to see them again. And there's these assholes who drive there to go steal shit. What kind of piece of shit is that? That's a piece of shit. Right there. So, you know, we have a way maybe some of you saw, you know, I just like to let people know that you don't want to mess with mountain people. There's one kind of people you shouldn't mess with, and that's mountain people. Because mountain people live a very interesting life. You know, they keep to themselves. Like most of the people, everybody around here knows everybody. And people keep to themselves, and they're all armed, and they don't call the cops. They don't want cops involved in their business, and they just want to do their own thing and be left alone, and just, you know, they don't want any kind of bullshit. They don't want that in their life. That's not what they want in their life. So, you know, that's just kind of mountain people. That's how mountain people are. In the cities, it's different. It's weird. Like I hear all these people on YouTube always, you know, calling cops on this one, calling cops on that one. You know, I don't really get that kind of stuff. Like I was brought up, you know, the best way to get cops involved in your life is to call the cops and get them involved in your life. And the last thing anybody wants in their life are cops involved in their life. So why are people be calling cops on each other? I've never understood that. You know, I was brought up with that. You don't air your dirty laundry, you know, and you keep to yourself. And that's that. And that's, you know, that's a small town. I mean, I got more subs than there are people in my town. And I like it that way. You know, people notice when they're outsiders in the town. You know, trust me. You come in some, you know, I'm in a Ford F-250. You know, depending what you're driving, you might stick out. Depending how you dress, you might stick out. I always stick out. Here I am. I got like, you should see me right now. I have like, you know, like the see-through shoes are kind of like, you know, in style. Like in my day, we called them stripper shoes. That's what we called them, stripper shoes when they were clear. But now they're somehow like in style. So, you know, the stripper shoes, a nice dress, you know, and I'm driving like this dirty beat up Ford F-250 work truck. Kind of humorous. But anyway, not that I can read, but how's everybody doing today? It's Wednesday, over the hump day. You know, it's I got a cop behind me. That's always fun. At least I have my hands-free device with me, because you know, you're not allowed. There's a big penalty actually for hands-free, not using hands-free device. California is a very expensive place to live, I swear. They get you every which way but Sunday. You're in a car without a hands-free device, you get a ticket. You want to put a new roof on, you have to pay a, what do you call it? You get a permit, everything. You want to get, I just got gas. You don't even want to know how much gas that was. I think I didn't want to spend too long because, you know, of course I go to get in the truck and there's no gas in it. It's empty. And I'm like, I gotta go. You know, I wasn't really mapping out having to get gas or whatever. So I go and I get gas, and I think I probably got less than 4 gallons of gas. I know that because I saw that part of it. And it was almost $30. So, I mean, what does that tell you? Do some math right there for you. That's like, you know, $5-6 a gallon. That's quite expensive. See, now I want to read the chat, but I got a cop behind me. So I'm like, don't look at your phone. Don't touch your phone. You're going to get in trouble. The last thing I need is to get a ticket on top of my already unnecessary expenditure of the day, which I just told my husband. It was so funny. I asked the lady on the call, I was like, I have an appointment and it took me a long, and I apologize that I'm not looking at chat. I apologize. When I get closer to the place and I can read and I don't have a police officer behind me, I will read chat better. But I called the lady and I was like, I have an appointment. I made it a good 6-8 weeks ago and I thought my husband was going to be able to pick up the kids, and he can't. And one of them actually is on a field trip, so he's fine. But the other one, you know, I'm trying to see if maybe he can go to a friend's house or, you know, what I can do, because, you know, I really want to go and blah, blah, blah. And I was just talking to her, shooting the shit. And like, it's literally like a 2-mile walk to be so, and I was like, would I be a bad mom if I made him walk home? She's like, of course not. Without a happy mom, no one's happy. But it was just kind of funny. Like, you know, how do I get this done over, you know, 16 miles away? Yay! And the police officer is turning off away from me. I don't know why. Like, it's not like I've never had it. Well, I had a seatbelt ticket once because I was going from Pennsylvania to Ohio, and Pennsylvania didn't have the seatbelt ticket, and Ohio did, and I went over state lines, and I didn't have my seatbelt on, so I got a ticket. That was my ticket. That was it. That's the only trouble I've ever gotten into. And it's funny. There's so many people on here who are like, I've never had it. And it's like, yeah, I know you have. Because everybody knows everything about everybody now, right? Right? So I'm going back to my roots, right? Going back to my roots. Let me see if I can read a little bit here. Hey, Mad Feathers. Trying to see if I can read. It's really hard for me to read. But I did see a Mad Feathers there. But, you know, I still keep seeing the bullshit and the lies being said about me. Still keep seeing them. And I don't like it. Because people believe that shit. And enough has been said that people are just, you know, in the beginning, dumb stuff was said. She's a Barbie. She's an ogre. She had work done. And I didn't respond, and who cares? I don't give a crap. But now things are being said that are not okay to be said. You know, it's just not okay. They need to be. But I'm not going back to the whole live stream. Let's, you know, refute and go blah, blah, blah. Doesn't get anybody anywhere. Because here's the deal. There are people who have made up their minds. And those people have made up their minds. You know, and especially if they just hear someone like white noise in it, kind of, you know, also blah, blah in it, you know, they're just gonna, you know, keep their safe position. And then, you know, and that's on both sides. There are people who, and I don't lie, you know, believe it or not, you know, like, someone prove me wrong, but I think I've kind of proven myself a little bit beyond reproach as far as like lying and telling rumors and starting, you know, go find me something. But I think I've done pretty good for myself here, you know, so there's all these people, you know, whatever, but I think I need to start saying stuff because there really are people who are believing some of the bullshit, and that's not. It's to the point that it's causing damages in my real life in multiple ways, which is when it becomes slander. You know, it's all fun and games. It really is. You can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want, and it really is legally. Oh, shut! I should have went the other way. That's okay. It's really all fun and games until there are damages. Someone incurs damages, and then that's when there's a problem. That's when that's defamation, slander, libel, that kind of thing, right? So I'm not going to go back to the live stream tip tap bullshit, but what I was going to do, and it's just keeping along with my comedy, but doing it in a little bit more of a telling my side kind of way, Like, it's still going to be a roast or a parody or a satire. It's still going to be funny. It's still going to be the same kind of thing. But there's going to be an obvious message to it. And that obvious message is going to be, whatever it is that, I'm obviously saying. I don't know. Tell me if you guys think that's a good idea. But I think maybe that's how I should just play it. Because, I heard a certain someone say something about how I got no room to talk because I have their information and I showed it to everybody. And then I doxed them. And they've never done anything to me except maybe say they've had my stuff. Okay, well, I can go find you a whole lot of clips that show that, yes, I was given a certain person's information and I did nothing with it. Nothing. Never have. Never. There was one point in time when someone said that they saw somebody who was questionable in that person's life and said they couldn't get to their Facebook and asked me to pull up mine since we both had it to look at this person on their Facebook, and they taped me. And so there was a tape that someone else had of me doing something with someone else who already had that information. But that certainly is not me giving out someone's information all over the place. I don't think so. And then I also have this really great video of that person and the person who made the tape asking the person, oh, do you still have the tape I made you? Can you get that? Oh, do you think you get that? Would be great. This is going to be so great and so funny. Wow, this is going to be amazing. Oh, gonna get ready to get doxed there, Queen OG? Oh, let's look at this. Oh, see your name right up there? Yeah, see that? That's her name. Ah, wasn't that? Yeah, doxing's real fun while it lasts. I believe that would mean I approve that everything you said was just a lie. So, I think I'm going to do more and you guys tell me if, do more funny roast, but saying things like, letting that kind of stuff out of the bag, and like I said, they're the people who are never going to believe, they'll never believe. But there is going to be that portion of people who, when they see the proof, when they see it and see, will go, well, that was interesting because everything that person said was just proven wrong, and everything that person said, so I don't know. That's my kind of thought for the moment, that's how maybe I should run things, because I have no intention of getting caught up in this drama bullshit, because it's way over the top right now. Way over the top. I don't know what's going on with people, and I understand when someone says something bad, your first instinct is to clear your name. I get it. Nobody, it is human nature to clear your name. It is human nature not to want people to think badly of you. That's how the world works. So when you hear someone say something so egregious, your first instinct is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me tell you the truth of what really happened. But, and it's always funny how one side always talks about proof, but they never have any either. So I don't know. You tell me if that's a good idea. Because I don't think I can just ignore stuff. And I'm tired of hearing there's another person who has, I swear they got it written down. I never knew that she existed. I never heard of her before. It's like I swear to God, it's a thing written down. Like it's like the same thing said every time. And it's like, you knew I existed because you were friends with Sophie and you knew I was, and we all had emails, and so you knew, and it wasn't about you. And so I think I need to go that route because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when off, doesn't it? When you hear one person say something that's totally wrong, it pisses you off. So imagine if you have like 10 people a day, like it gets to you. It gets to you. So I don't know, and then I just have. I think this past weekend I wrote down like 5 things for little like comedy, like sketches, like different funny things. So um, I don't know. I got lots of fun things to do because that's the thing. It's summertime. It's summer. It's one thing when it's winter and you're all stuck inside and you're just stuck in blah 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 deal with bullshit. But it is nice outside. I don't want to be spent. I'm not going to spend my time outside listening to people moan and whine and bitch about stuff. What the fuck is that? This is not a video game. You don't get to redo. It's one shot, and you're done. And you better make a good time out of it. And if you don't, then that's just too bad. That's you. That's a you problem. I mean, and that's the problem. That's the problem. We don't have a lot of time on this earth. Like turning 50 really kind of hit me because I was like, I'm like halfway done. That was like half my life. I just lived over half my life is done. So like, fuck, man, half my life is done. What am I gonna do about that? How do I stay young forever? One of the best 80s songs of all 80s, Forever Young by Alphaville. One of the best records of the 80s was Alphaville. Gosh, I'm sorry if you like to ride bicycles. I'm sorry if you like to ride bicycles. I cannot stand bicyclists on the side of the road. And you know why? Because when you live in the mountains, there is not a bike lane. And it's like a, hairpin turn. And when you go around a hairpin turn and you turn and there's a bike right there and you're like a 2-ton truck and they're in the middle of your lane because there is no bike lane. So it's not like they're in the bike lane. They're just in your, someone's going to get hurt. And I hate that. I actually saw someone die. I saw a bicyclist get hit right in front of me and die. They were coming out of like a restaurant and this truck was coming and didn't even see them. I mean, it was a big truck and the person was too small, never even saw him. And I felt bad because I read in the news later and it was apparently their honeymoon. So like 2 weddings and a funeral right there. I mean, get lost somewhere. I'm screwed. And even with GPS, I get myself lost. It's ridiculous. I'm almost getting to stop sign. Hi, Queen Nessie. Hi, Mad Feathers. What do I want to do with my face? Bring on the laughs. What do I want to do with what? Well, grown woman who, for the last at least 6 months, has been saying as mean creator who made these mean stories attacking her disability and Susan. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I think I got, because I am in kind of a place where I think I lost coverage there for a second. So I got to pay a little bit of attention right now because I went the wrong way that I should have went. I should have went a different way to go down here. So I kind of need to pay a little bit of attention to figure out where I'm going to. But then I was gonna come back. And then I think that this is not members. I think that I messed this up when I did it in StreamYard and then changed it, that I didn't make it members. And so I think I do need to stop and redo it and make sure that it's members only. So what I might do right now is cut it so I can pay attention and then come back when I get where I'm at. All right. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. All right, you guys. I'll be back in a few. Bye.